Welcome to today's Explainer. So, it's July 30th, 2026, and we are right in the thick of the preseason madness. Today, we're setting the scene and diving deep into Liverpool's absolutely fascinating clash against Wrexham. And get this, they played it right under the bright lights of Yankee Stadium in New York.
42,000. Just let that sink in for a second. That is a massive, roaring, sold-out crowd packed right into that iconic baseball stadium. I mean, it perfectly captures the sheer scale and the glamour of this New York crowd, right? But as we're going to see, all that Hollywood glitz stood in pretty stark contrast to the gritty, scrappy, and honestly downright physical reality of the match that was about to unfold on the pitch.
So the big question going into the night was this: what happens when a brand new tactical era meets a Hollywood-backed underdog? Now, the final score might have been a narrow 1-0 victory for Liverpool, but please, do not mistake this for just another simple preseason recap. No way. This match was a critical proof of concept. It was this high-stakes stress test for new manager Andoni Iraola's high-intensity system. And let me tell you, it pushed his squad to the absolute limit.
Section 1, a new era begins, setting the stage in the Big Apple.
To really grasp the weight of this game, you got to remember that Liverpool had just come off a really convincing 4-2 win over Sunderland, so they were building some serious momentum. But Wrexham, they were a totally different battle-hardened beast, and they were much further along in their preseason fitness. And the squad selection to face them was a massive statement. Iraola went with an academy-heavy starting 11. He gave young Milos Kerkez a run-out and actually handed the captain's armband to Dominik Szoboszlai, which is a huge vote of confidence. Meanwhile, the big guns, superstars like Alexander Isak, Florian Wirtz, and Ryan Gravenberch were completely wrapped in cotton wool, fully rested for the upcoming Leeds match. Iraola wasn't just out here trying to win a friendly. He actively wanted to throw his youth into a highly demanding, high-pressure environment.
Section 2, the tactical chess match. Surviving a first-half hurricane.
You know that notoriously narrow Yankee Stadium pitch? Yeah, it completely suffocated the flow of the game right from the opening whistle, creating some severe tactical friction. What really could have been a free-flowing exhibition instantly turned into a gritty struggle. For Liverpool, even though they totally dominated possession, with Szoboszlai constantly dropping deep to dictate the tempo, they severely lacked a final cutting edge. Wrexham, on the other hand, set up in this stubborn, highly organized low block. They were constantly threatening with these dangerous counterattacks and just exploiting Liverpool's inexperienced defense with high balls. Honestly, it was absolute aerial chaos through Kiefer Moore. They stubbornly dared Liverpool to try and break them down.
But amidst all that first-half struggle, one incredibly bright spot emerged for Liverpool: Trey Nyoni. This young midfielder showed brilliant flashes of composure under immense pressure, just effortlessly turning away from danger. Actually, his performance was so impressive it earned him specific post-match praise from the manager. Iraola specifically noted that Nyoni looked exceptionally comfortable in the middle of the park.
Section 3. A teenager steals the show. The second half breakthrough.
So Iraola clearly wasn't happy with the lack of penetration in that first half, so he makes some attacking substitutions, and finally, Liverpool's classic gegenpressing system clicks into a much higher gear. And the drama in this second half was unreal. In the 65th minute, Wrexham nearly spoiled the entire party. They had numbers forward, but a crucial last-ditch tackle blocked a golden opportunity. Then, we get the magic moment. 75th minute, Liverpool wins the ball high up the pitch, textbook Iraola style. The ball falls to 17-year-old substitute Rio Ngumoha. He shifts it onto his right foot, lets it fly, and the shot takes this wicked deflection off Wrexham's Lewis Brunt, loops perfectly over the keeper and into the back of the net. Those 42,000 fans absolutely erupt. But hey, Wrexham didn't quit. Fast forward to the 88th minute and Kiefer Moore is agonizingly close, just poking a dangerous ball barely wide of the post, bringing us to a very tense but relieving conclusion.
Section 4. Trusting the process. The manager's verdict. Now that the dust has settled on the pitch, let's take a step back and unpack what this gritty 1-0 victory actually means for the club's overarching philosophy moving forward. The crucial takeaway is captured perfectly in what Andoni Iraola said after the match. He said, "We were more solid today. We played more as a collective than we did against Sunderland." You see, he wasn't overly hyped about a shiny 1-0 scoreline. He was praising the process itself. He's prioritizing drilling a cohesive machine over just relying on individual brilliance from his senior stars. By handing the keys to players like Nyoni and a 17-year-old Ngumoha in such a high-stakes moment, Iraola is basically proving that his whole trust the youth strategy, it has real, tangible legs.
Section 5. Off-pitch news and rumors. Kits, whispers, and what's next.
All right,
Pivoting away from the on-pitch action for a second, this game also featured the sleek debut of Liverpool's brand-new Adidas away kit for the 2026-27 season. It mixes that classic three-stripe vibe with a really cool modern twist, but honestly, that apparel debut was just a side note compared to the massive transfer news buzzing out of Paris Saint-Germain tonight. And it all revolves around one huge question: why Bradley Barcola?
Well, when you break down his key traits, Barcola is absolutely the perfect fit for Iraola's highly demanding pressing system. First off, he has this young, electric profile that completely matches the club's new direction. Second, his relentless pressing ability aligns seamlessly with the exact tactical demands we were just analyzing. Third, he absolutely thrives on cutting inside off the wing, which, if you remember, is exactly the kind of penetration Liverpool's attack was missing in that first half. And finally, he's actively seeking first-team football. He's been struggling to lock down a permanent starting spot amidst PSG's rotating cast of high-priced superstars. So Liverpool are sensing a massive opportunity to capitalize on his situation in Paris. This is for sure a rumor you should keep a really close eye on.
Next up, Leeds United, the return of the big guns. That brings us to the next leg of this U.S. tour. Liverpool will be facing a Leeds United side that is super eager to bounce back to the Premier League. And this game? This is exactly where those rested superstars, Isak, Wirtz, and Gravenberch, are expected to finally return to the starting lineup. It's going to present a completely different tactical dynamic for Iraola to manage, that's for sure.
So as we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a couple of thoughts. Who was your man of the match? Was it the teenage sensation Rio Ngumoha, who completely stole the headlines, or the dictating captain Dominic Szoboszlai? And maybe more importantly, how far do you think Iraola's youth movement can truly take Liverpool this season? Let me know what you think, keep analyzing the game, and I absolutely cannot wait to see you for our next tactical breakdown.